All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the episode 112 of the Multiverse Show, the greatest show on Mondays. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you guys know, based on the title already, this is our Film of the Year show. And so by default, we all knew that James is going to be taking point and that Fame and Undead weren't going to show up because they don't watch movies. So
Yeah.
we already knew that was going to happen. But we're going to get things rolling.
They could have just picked the 3 Marvel films.
I know, right? Like that's why I've been evil. Nick only went to the theater like twice this year. So I mean, we all knew what Fame was going to pick, but I think that was obvious. But he's got to be here to rep himself. So I'm not repping nobody else's movie. So we're going to get started. First off, we have a few housekeeping things we got to get into, but I want to do our intros first. First off, we have the now eldest member and now a member of higher education with his degree in music, Mr. James Wilson. Sir, how are you doing tonight?
It's your boy, James. I'm doing fantastic. I just got promoted at work. I'm a graduate of university. I'm becoming a man. It's a great time to be alive. Happy Hanukkah, y'all.
They grow up so fast. I remember when James was just some nobody ginger kid who showed up on the show a couple years ago. But now he's all grown. They grow up so fast. All right. And now we have the Don Deletion, fresh from the land of suspension, Mr. Mike Peter Truth.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us for another wonderful episode of the Multiverse Show. We're going to have another great show for you guys tonight, so let's get it started.
And we got the Sultan of Syntax himself, the White Wolf, Editor-in-Chief, Samuel Tolbert.
Hey, everybody. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but at last minute, I was able to. So let's get this show on the road. All right.
And one of our housekeeping things, thank you guys for jumping in the Thanks giveaway event that we performed last week. It was great. We had a lot of turnout. We had over 1,000 entries to win the game of their choice. Someone did win, and they claimed their game. So I will say one thing I found it very interesting. Out of all the games this guy could have had, of all the games, he could have had any game on the planet. I haven't offered pre-orders. Guess what game he picked?
Edith Finch.
No.
Was it Medieval, the original one?
No.
Armored Core.
Nope.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
No. I will say he chose on PC. He specified PC.
Okay, I don't know. There's a
Batman
lot of
Arkham
games.
Knight.
No. Far Cry 5.
Interesting.
All
Okay.
right.
Really?
All the games on the
Fair.
planet. Out of
That's a
all
fair
the games,
choice.
Fallout 76, Red Dead 2, Far Cry 5. I respect that. So he did real good. He won. He got his copy. He got his. And we might do one this month. We're going to see. We're going to talk amongst us, see if we're going to do that. But stay tuned, everybody. But we have one piece of news we do need to get into before we go jump right into the films. First off, we had another piece of leaky news come out. Sam, give us the details, sir. What has been coming out?
Okay, so TLDR, everyone at this point should know who Claude Briel is. All right, everyone at this point should know him. We've lost many insiders, but even though he doesn't like to refer to himself as an insider, we've gained him. So congrats on that, buddy. He said that, well, in fact, you know what? Let me just pull up his tweet, if you don't mind. I'll just read it verbatim. That'll probably be the easiest thing to do here. He said, "Let's make this Monday a little more interesting. I can say that Xbox is in advanced talks of a few months with a mid-sized studio that historically worked together with PlayStation a bit. No name dropping because of ongoing negotiations for now, but it's very interesting nonetheless." So they're courting someone who is perceived to be a more Sony-aligned developer. And the more interesting thing to me is the fact that they're still going at this point. That they're still expanding, that they evidently aren't done, they aren't ready to stop at this point. That speaks to a larger culture shift, in my opinion. But by all means, anyone else is welcome to share their thoughts.
I think I already know. I'm going to speak my piece for Fame because I know what he wants it to be. I know what he wants it because it's the same thing I want. Ready at Dawn. It makes sense. If it's a timeline, they were hiring not long ago, and they haven't announced anything in terms of projects. It's been 4 years since the Order 1886, the best exclusive on PlayStation. It's been a long time. They haven't had an opportunity to work on anything. I think it's Ready at Dawn. I know some people are saying it is, people are saying it's not, but it fits that kind of timeline in terms of where they are in their development. Anyone else?
Mike, James?
I mean, I'm not sure where this person got his information from. It seems like a pretty soft rumor. I guess we're just going to have to see where it goes.
With this information, I can confirm a bunch of things. Twitter is a site that people use in social media, and this guy used it to voice an opinion. Xbox is a gaming platform, one might say, and a studio is a game that makes something for the platform. I don't know what's going on, frankly, and I'm just filling time.
It's okay, man. It's okay. That's all right. Mike, I see where you're going with that, and if he hadn't said mid-sized, I'd kind of be with you. That would be interesting, to say the least.
It definitely would be. It definitely would be.
No. Like I don't even care about the fact that it being a console war thing. I just want to see the reactions to something like that. Because I do enjoy a bit of chaos every now and again.
Is from a big studio though? I don't know.
They have about 300. They have about 300 developers. They're pretty big. You gotta keep in mind they developed Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne at the same time. They up until recently they've been like developing a game and a half basically at the same time. So they're a pretty big team. They have multiple teams. As much as I would like it to be that simply for reactions, I don't think it is. Up until about 30 minutes ago, I thought it was Ready at Dawn, and I would like it to be Ready at Dawn. I'm also a member of the Order 1886 Defense Force, much like Ivan is. However, Shinobi popped into the Microsoft thread on Reset Era and says that it is not Ready at Dawn. He generally knows his stuff, so okay, that makes things a little more interesting. Take from that what you will. It's early days.
All right, is it slumbering at noon? Is it like it's like when Tom Brady wasn't available, and it's like, hi, I'm Tim Brody. Give him a little mustache. It's not Ready at Dawn.
Oh my god! I think you know who it could be? Housemarque or Housemarque, however you want to pronounce it.
Oh.
What about Supermassive?
They have already said, and yeah, that would be another good guess, dude, but they've already said that they are working on multiple PS4 exclusives in the future. So I find it very unlikely.
I don't know. That
video games.
Housemarque would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. They made Helldivers.
Because they make a bunch of smaller titles, but they get a lot of good press.
And they made Matterfall, Nex Machina, Alienation, Resogun, which was the best PS4 launch game. So it's interesting, something to watch. I don't think we're going to find out anything anytime soon about this, but it's interesting nonetheless moving forward.
Sorry, did you say the best PS4 launch game and you didn't say the words knack?
Yes, I did.
All right. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Please be Ready at Dawn. Please let Christmas come early. It doesn't have to be the Order 1887. It doesn't have to be that. It could be...
They're great world builders.
The Regime 1975.
Oh my God.
I don't care.
No.
Just call it...
Whether it's with
make it the exact same game.
Whether it's with Microsoft or with someone else, I want to see Ready at Dawn succeed. Their game suffered because of how long they spent making that engine and developing that tech, but they have talent. They have world-building skill. They really do. I don't want to see them stagnate.
Yeah. Oh man. So we're going to talk about some other stuff that's going to come up. I'm just doing some of the promo tweets right now. Briefly, while I'm getting this done, but before we jump into the film stuff, what have you guys been playing lately? We'll start with James, since James is going to be talking a lot. Like, what have you been playing, if anything? I know you've been busy
No.
graduating, so nothing.
Oh wait, did I play anything? No, I replayed Detroit.
Hmm.
I replayed Detroit. It's still good. I got
Right.
nothing, guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's okay.
It's okay. All right, Mike, what you been playing?
Honestly, I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 5. I've been playing the trial that they got on EA Access, and I've really been enjoying it. I mean, the multiplayer is great. That's really what Battlefield is known for. But the one mode that I'm really having a lot of fun with is the War Stories mode. Basically, what it is that's the single player, kind of like the single player campaign. And they basically drop you into one of the maps, one of the multiplayer maps, and it's all right, have at it. Go complete these objectives in the map. And it actually feels like a weird combination of Battlefield and Far Cry, if that makes any sense. But I've really been having a lot of fun with it. I'm impressed with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sam.
I have mostly actually been playing Breath of the Wild over the past few days. I've been having a lot of fun with that, taking on different shrines, collecting those Korok seeds. I did just pick up, however, Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning, when I saw it was backward compatible. So I'm going to hopefully be playing that very, very soon. I want to dive into that because I played.
Nice.
Did I tell you guys the funny story I have about that game?
I don't think so. No.
Go for it.
No.
Okay, yeah, so really quick. The funny story about that game is I played the demo like 12 times and I loved it. But the problem was I was 15 at the time when that game came out, and I basically only got, a game for my birthday or something like that, and Mass Effect 3 came out the same year. So of course I got Mass Effect 3 instead, but I always wanted to play it. And of course, obviously the whole thing with that game bankrupting the state of Rhode Island happened, and so but now that THQ Nordic has purchased it, worked out the publishing rights with EA, I'm interested in seeing where it could go. So I'm going to dive in and try it out.
Nice. All right, so we're going to get things kicking up here, talking about our Film of the Year show. But first off, we do have to talk about the new rules. So for those of you who follow us on a regular basis, you know our Game of the Year show is legendary. We have a very different than everyone else. We actually battle it out in the during the show, and you find out along with us what game we think is Game of the Year. We have a different
one
kind of
thing
structure.
always happens. There's always a game that ends up being third or fourth that no one really likes that much, but because they forgot about it, it just kept getting higher.
It happens
every time.
year.
We call it the Horizon Zero Dawn rule.
Yeah, just because we forgot about it, it got so high on the list. All right, so, but yeah, like I said, our shows are legendary. This is the most fun I have every year. This year is going to be great. The big difference this year is having Sam, because now we have 6 people as opposed to 5. Which means we're going to need an actual definitive majority, not just by one vote.
Oh.
Before we make any adjustments, we're going to have so many rounds, James.
Oh boy,
it's going to be ridiculous. This is going to be crazy, dude.
I mean, I just want to know for one thing, Sam.
Yes.
What is your opinion on What Remains of Edith Finch?
What if I told you that I haven't managed to play it yet?
You get out of here, sir.
Fair.
Get out.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'll leave.
Okay. We need. I'm still annoyed over Hellblade.
Sam.
I'm still annoyed.
Sam, we say this all the time. It's a running joke. This is the only game that all of us like.
Fair.
Like, literally.
Fair. I know.
This and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT show right there. Oh, man. Fun game. But we're going to go over some of the rules. Yeah, we're going to go some of the rules here. Okay. So the way this show is set up, we will be each of us have nominated 3 films, and we're gonna. By the way, we're gonna the same exact structure for our Game of the Year show. So the same rules apply. We're just gonna use our Film of the Year show as our starting point.
Test run.
Yeah, test run. We've been doing this for a while, but this is more just like we actually have a set number of rules now. So the first rule that we are going to be establishing is that we go one by one. First, by order of podcast veteranship, to list our nominees for the show, and we will go through each person, and you will explain why you nominated that particular movie for your nominee slot. Moving from there, after we nominate all of them individually, some movies will likely have multiple nominees on top of it. But we will also continue from those multiple nominees to allow for a little bit of a different rule. This is something new. We are going to allow that if a movie has more than one nomination, they will be safe from the first round of elimination. It doesn't matter if you have like 6 nominations or not. If you have any of them, you're only safe from the first round. That is a new rule this year. Moving from that point afterwards, after we go through the nominees, the oldest or most curmudgeonly person on the panel will begin the round of elimination by picking the movie or film or game they like the least or they hate, whichever one. And for those of you that watch, as you know, let's say if we're doing a hypothetical one, let's say we're talking about games and we're talking about Horizon Zero Dawn, and I say, I think Horizon Zero Dawn is trash, it should be eliminated now. Then the rest of the group would say, okay, I'm for that or I'm against that. In order to win, in order to get eliminated, you need at least a majority. So out of a group of 5, you just need 3 votes to have the game eliminated. And it goes into that position. So moving after that point, we go through everyone else from oldest podcast member in terms of years to the youngest. And we just move from there.
Uh-huh.
And then afterwards, we get to the point where things become retribution and revenge based. So let's say James says, I think the Order 1886 is complete garbage. Let's get it out of here. We vote, and the Order 1886 survives or gets eliminated. Doesn't matter. Then I can say, well, I want Baby Driver to be eliminated for no reason. and I can do retribution based or not. It'll go in that order, back and forth. New rule, which is something that we have not done before. This is completely brand new. In the past, we've had rules against cheating or rigging the system or anything like that. This year, we've decided that bribery, attacks on character, bringing up people's preference or game history,
bribery, even.
Bribery is encouraged. The only rule this year is going to be that you have to do it on the show. You cannot do it behind the scenes. No pre-show alliances. It is all live for the people to see. You can't do it by text. You have to do it by voice. You have to act like this. So this will be interesting. So is that John? Did John just show up?
I did. So
welcome back, sir. It's been a while.
It is a all-out brawl. Seems a movie royale or gaming royale. Although I don't think I'll be much help for the gaming. I've only played 3 major titles this year. So
not to worry. We're using the same rule set for our Game of the Year show later in the year.
Okay.
But it's the same rule set, same general premise. I don't know when you jumped in, but I'll do a brief overview of what we're going to do. We're going to go through. Each of us is going to list off our nominees for the best movie. We're going to go through all those. You only get 3.
Ooh.
You can pick anything that released from December 2017 to now. As long as you've seen it, it counts.
Got it.
You can nominate it, and you're going to explain why. Once everybody goes through their nominees, we will begin the round of eliminations. You are picking your least favorite at that time, and at that point, we'll go by oldest to youngest podcast person. But after that, it'll become retribution based, and so on. But first off, we have our kind of practice round for worst movie of 2018. So we're going to kind of do that real quick. I'm just pulling up the list here so we can get this into the works.
Because we sort of sprung this on John, John, you can go last so you can have some time to think.
Yeah.
And also that also plays strategically into the nominations, right? Because if a movie I want to pick has already been nominated, I can pick another movie that maybe I want to get into the competition there. Because I have like 5 movies, and I'm still picking which 3 I want to single out.
Gotcha. All right, so doing the worst, following the set of rules that we have established as earlier, the oldest podcast member in terms of veteranship will go first, which would be me in this case. So the worst movie I've seen this year, Incredibles 2.
Ooh, coming out swinging.
Incredibles 2 was a disappointment. Yes, it had 14 years. My expectations were not that high, honestly. Yes, I wanted to see what was going to happen next and then thing, but I feel like they really didn't try anything drastically new. Like the family didn't really learn anything different, and it felt really kind of stale. And okay, as far as as kids movies go, it's a better kids movie, but by Pixar standards, no. By Brad Bird standards, hell no. I was disappointed. So that is mine. So the next person who would be available would be James.
Is it weird that I'm the second most veteran person here?
No.
No, for me it feels a little bit weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, we don't have Nick. We don't have Fame. This is the usual.
I know. It's weird. The worst film that I saw is sort of. It's a weird pick because it's mostly down to the people behind it as opposed to the actual film itself. But it's a film called Gotti.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
John knows why I'm laughing. John knows why he's laughing.
That's a main movie. Like, I'm not going to pick Venom because I had so much entertainment value out of Venom, but like Gotti, I feel like is the same movie, right? Or it's so funny and how incompetent it is.
Gotti is terrible. It is truly. It's somebody watched Goodfellas, Casino, half an episode of The Sopranos, and the opening monologue of Gangs of New York, and said, "I know what gangster movies are," and then made a film, and then just stole lines from all of those things and put John Travolta in the lead, and it's just badly made in every single aspect of it. But the reason I want to talk about it is the shady business practice that came out about it after the film was released. So. Weirdly enough, it came out the same weekend as Incredibles 2, so this is a nice little double bill. Gotti was a film produced and distributed by MoviePass, which, as we all know, failed miserably, and it was all very funny. But it had, I think, about 200 less user reviews on Rotten Tomatoes in a week than Incredibles 2. It had a 0% critic score and a 32% on user score, but it had 3,000 reviews, and I'm just convinced that MoviePass paid people to review the film, but the problem is they reviewed it badly. It is the single most confusing thing that happened this year about a terrible film, and I just don't understand what happened. It's a true mystery. It's the weirdest thing that's happened in cinema this year, and that's why I want to pick it. But it's also a terrible film. So yeah, Gotti.
All right, Mike, what you got?
All right, so my most disappointing film has to be Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I just really did not like it. Number one, I thought the movie overstayed its welcome. I thought it could have been at least a half an hour shorter than what it was. I think the runtime was over a 2 hour runtime. It could have been shorter by about half hour. The plot twist that they tried to do near the end of the movie, with the whole cloning thing. For those of you that haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I thought that was poorly done, and it just came off as stupid to me. The main dinosaur antagonist of the movie, the Indoraptor, I found it to be too derivative of and not as menacing as the Indominus Rex from the original Jurassic World. So that was a little bit anticlimactic. And yeah, overall, I just really didn't enjoy it. The only redeeming quality of the movie was the Brachiosaurus. That Brachiosaurus, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I would give my life for that Brachiosaurus. But other than that, I just really did not enjoy the movie at all. It was very disappointing. This is coming from somebody that's loved the Jurassic Park series as a whole. So.
Can I just say, as a time thing, so Jurassic World is 5 minutes longer than Incredibles 2. Only 5 minutes. That is how long that film feels.
Fun fact: Jurassic World 2 made $1.3 billion.
I'm pretty sure that they're just gonna make money regardless. It's the brand.
Yeah.
It really is. And that's coming from someone who really liked Jurassic World, thought it was a great popcorn flick. I haven't seen Fallen Kingdom.
But actually, I don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, the two biggest films of this decade outside of Disney are Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2. So that goes to show like just how big that brand is.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And apparently, The Greatest Showman is...
still played now.
Don't get me started on The Greatest Showman.
Okay, I guess I should give my worst movie of the year.
Actually, it's Sam.
Okay.
Sorry, it's not. It's based on how long you've been on the podcast. So.
Okay. So prefaced with the fact that I have not seen as many movies this year as I would have liked to, the worst movie, or at very least the most disappointing to me, was The Cloverfield Paradox. Have any of you seen that by any chance?
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you know what I'm about to get into then.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. First off, I do want to say I loved how gutsy the marketing was. That was cool. I legitimately was impressed when they're like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, here's the announcement trailer for the movie, and it's going to be available on Netflix right after the Super Bowl. That's cool. I really like that kind of thing. That's awesome. If you can somehow pull it off, pull it off. I love it. The problem is, the Cloverfield Paradox is a great excuse to sling together a bunch of weird, creepy sci-fi effects that just don't make sense. Even by the standards of science fiction, which I'm willing to be lenient, nothing is properly explained. Attempts to connect the films are weird in some ways, redundant in others. And the real problem, the worst thing of all, is that the one redeeming feature would have been the shock ending if it hadn't been painfully obvious due to 30 minutes of flashback scenes that were already in the film.
And also that the film is called The Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean 10 Cloverfield Lane, and that didn't so...
Well, but it's called Cloverfield!
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no, but not the way it was done is my point here. Like, I don't know. It's just, it could have been so much more. There's a lot of potential. The special effects are great. It has a lot of neat ideas, but nothing makes sense. It's not coherent at all. So yeah.
I nearly put Cloverfield Paradox for me, and because the problem is, if you're a film fan, a lot of like film aficionados. I think John and I, we actually talked about this the last time you were on the podcast because it was still called The God Particle back then. Mm-hmm. Like we knew that there was this film, that it was exactly this premise. We just didn't know when it was coming out, but it's such a good premise, and that's why the film sucks because it gets so good.
And we have to thank Overlord because that was another one. I was like, is that going to be Cloverfield? But that was actually great, and I'm so like, okay, they've gotten their goodwill back for me at least.
I really did. Yeah. I'm the only one in the world who didn't like Overlord. I have not met another person who didn't like it, so I'm in the minority.
I actually really want to go see Overlord, mainly just because I got the same kind of vibe as I got from was the Call of Duty World War II zombies from last year when that came out yesterday. When it came out last year, I got the same kind of vibe watching the trailers as I did for that, where it just felt raw, but it felt, I don't know, something felt right about it. But anyway, that's how I'm excited about it. But all right, John, what's your pick? Worst movie of 2018?
So I can't double down. Can I also say Cloverfield Paradox, or could I also throw another one?
You can.
I'm gonna throw another one. I hate to throw someone under the bus, but it's Fantastic Beasts 2: The Crimes of Crimson. What a train wreck of a
We were
movie.
just talking about this.
Yeah, and I'm a Potter fan. I like grew up with those first 8 movies, and I read those books, and this was so alienating. It was as though I didn't feel like a fan anymore. I was struggling to figure out what the hell was going on. There were no characters or storylines to latch onto. Plot lines came out of thin air, and they expected you to care. I've never seen a film with more assumed empathy, where they assume, oh yeah, you know everything, and nothing mattered. Nothing happened. It was
John. But there's this one like half second in the movie which totally redeems the entire movie. Some ginger kid just standing in the background. He has a hat on, but you can't see it that well. He's slightly obscured, but just that one half second has pure charm and charisma that just makes me love the movie. The movie has that extra oomph that gives it that masterpiece quality. Just for that 1.5 second.
Yeah. But like all the other movies you guys have mentioned, like I've never seen a movie where like no action scene progressed the plot in any way. There's like an action scene in the French Ministry of Magic. Could you tell me what happened in that scene? I don't think you could. And that was just constant. I've described on Twitter as a spaghetti of a movie. There are so many threads. You don't know where one ends and the other begins. And 3-act structure, fuck that. We're gonna do spaghetti structure.
That's disappointing because I was really looking forward to going to see it in the next couple of days. But
I still think you should see it because doubling down on what Anchor said, there's one moment, one guy he just really shines through. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I was an extra in this film, and you can briefly see me on camera.
We've been teasing this for like a year.
Yeah, I started shooting it over a year ago.
Oh wow!
Because I was on set for a month straight.
Oh wow!
Every day for a month.
That's how long it took to shoot that scene. Wow.
Yeah, because they had to. It's like a 15-minute scene, and they had to shoot every single camera angle at least 4 or 5 times because they had the money.
Yeah,
they could do it.
Yeah, that's true.
And the only thing I'll tell a brief story from set because I could be that guy. So Dan Fogler, the guy who plays Jacob Kowalski, who's a Muggle and doesn't have a wand, and
I believe a nomad, sir.
A nomad. Also, that's another thing. Like how uncreative every other magic community is. Like, so in Britain it's Muggles, but in America it's nomad. In France it's non magique. There's also can't spells. Like, it's just they're all bad. That's
just so mean against the grammatically impaired. He's called a can't spell. All right, sorry.
But it's So he didn't have a wand, and it was a running joke that everyone on set, even the extras, had wands, and this guy, who's one of the main characters, does not get a wand. But it was quite hot on a few days. And so we had one of those little portable electric fans, like the ones the size of a pen or something. And as he was coming down, I breathed over to him and said, "Is that what you got instead of the wand?" And he gave me a high five.
Nice.
I like that. I mean, the weird thing is, I like some of the characters in the movie, and I love that character. The Jacob is the character's name.
Yeah, Jacob. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the best thing in those films because finally, after years of us as an audience going, "Wow, magic is awesome," we have somebody else on screen going, "Wow, magic's awesome."
Yeah.
Like I want a film of him just being. I want him to go to Hogwarts for a year and just watch. I want it to be a massive twist at the end, and he's Filch. Like that's.
Oh God, that'd be weird. That would be weird.
Yeah, but these films, like, I'm not gonna. As we joke about how like I'm brilliant in the film. Yeah, it's very very funny. But like this film is nothing because these 5 films. There's going to be 3 more, and we know that it ends with the duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald.
Is that the ending of it?
That has to be the end.
Yeah,
what else would you end on? What else would you end on?
But, there's 2 movies between.
There's 2 movies between it. So
you thought Hobbit was bad. You thought we squeezed one more movie. We can squeeze 2.
And there is an easy way to fix this problem.
Make 1 movie.
Fire J.K. Rowling is writing the screenplays.
I think
let her write the story, but get a proper screenwriter to write the screenplay.
Well, like there's I have to look it up, but there was like 2 guys that did all 8 Harry Potter screenplays that weren't named J.K. Rowling, and they did a great job of they eliminated whole plot lines.
They just condensed their work.
Yeah, and it worked.
I also
for sake of time, we got to move on. Sorry.
I want to say, I want Alfonso Cuarón to come back, please, for the love of God.
He won't. I want him to.
I know.
All right. So, as we've done this portion here, now following the set of rules that we have set before, the oldest member on the podcast will start the round of eliminations by choosing the best movie on this list that they don't want eliminated. Cloverfield Paradox is safe from this round, by the way. So we're gonna go to that one. So actually, John, how old are you?
I am 22.
22? All right.
Yeah.
I'm 25. James, you are 19, 20?
22.
20, you're 22, man. Time really has flown.
I just graduated.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'm really bad. Sam, you're what? 15?
Dude, it's me. I'm 33.
I gotta set the order up here. All right. We know you're it, Mike, and then it's gonna be me, and then it's gonna be either John. I think John's next, right?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Yeah, John's third. Sam.
Pardon?
I forgot how old you are.
I just said I'm 22.
22. Okay, we'll let John go, then you, and then James. All right, gotcha. So, Mike, out of Incredibles 2, Gotti, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and Fantastic Beasts 2, which do you think is the best movie that should be eliminated from this grouping right now?
You got to take my opinions with a grain of salt because I don't watch a lot of films, but I didn't see it, but I'm willing to give Incredibles 2 the benefit of the doubt.
I gotta say no. I gotta say no.
Incredibles is easily the best film on this list.
I got to give that the benefit of the doubt.
All right, so you got to have one more person between Sam or John to say that Incredibles 2 is.
I would also say Incredibles 2 is easily the best film on this list. I do not hate it as much as everyone else does. I don't like it.
Okay, yeah. I feel off giving a vote, frankly, due to the fact that I haven't seen Incredibles 2 or Fantastic Beasts yet. So.
Yeah, well, that's how it is. Doesn't matter. You need stereotypes.
Wait, Sam, have you seen Incredibles?
No, I have not.
No, the first Incredibles.
Yes, I've seen the first one. Yes.
Then you've seen Incredibles 2, it's the same film.
It's the same movie.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Anyway, so moving on. So that would mean me. Out of this one, I'd say Gotti is probably the best out of it. I haven't seen it, but it's John Travolta. It can't be that bad.
So no. Say those words again,
dude.
I can't say with a straight face. I can't say with a straight face. I'm sorry.
This is coming from
can't.
somebody where mob movies is probably my favorite genre of movie. It's bad. It's really bad.
Wait, did you see it?
Yes,
Why?
because I
He has
watched
to.
it.
He's required.
I'm
He's
required.
Italian. He has to.
It's my favorite genre movie, and I was interested in it. I wasn't expecting much from it, but it was pretty bad.
All right, so I'm still going to nominate Gotti. So you got to have 3 votes against for it to move on to the next round.
Wait, so we're saying that Gotti's the worst?
I'm saying Gotti is the least worst in this case out of the remaining group.
Of Jurassic World, Cloverfield, and Fantastic Beasts, the least worst of those is Cloverfield.
No, I'm saying Gotti is, and you have to say yes or no. You've done this
confused.
before, James. This is not anything crazy. We're doing what we just did with Incredibles 2. Out of the remaining portion of Gotti, Jurassic World, Cloverfield, and Fantastic Beasts 2, I say Gotti is the least worst.
I disagree.
If you agree, you disagree, Sam?
It has a 0% approval rating. No, I can't go there, dude. Sorry.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
All right, fine. Okay, so then it goes to John. What do you think? The least worst. Gotti, Jurassic World, Cloverfield, or Fantastic Beasts 2?
I'll go Jurassic World 2.
All right, I'll second that.
I'll third it.
Anyone else?
I'll third it.
Would say it's the least worst. Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right. So then we move on from there. The remaining 3 are Gotti, Cloverfield Paradox, or Fantastic Beasts 2. So that would be Sam.
Okay. In terms of nominating one to survive, or
Yes. No, you're nominating which one is the least worst of the 3. Which should be number 3 on the slot?
The least worst of the 3. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Fantastic Beasts simply because I absolutely love Harry Potter. For no other reason than that.
Anyone else? Second? Against?
I'll second that, I guess. I think the other 2 are worse.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I can't vote against myself. I can't.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it seems Fantastic Beasts is number 3 going down.
All right, all the sequels. Well, not all the sequels.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got more. I was just say we have in our 3rd spot, 4th spot, and 5th spot, we have Incredibles 2 is the least worst. Jurassic World 2, number 4. Number 3 is Fantastic Beasts 2. And so now we got Gotti or Cloverfield Paradox. And so now we're going to switch things up because it's the final 2. Which movie do you think is the worst of the 2?
Gotti.
This starts. Yeah, it is you, James. You get to initiate that.
Gotti is worse than Cloverfield.
Yeah, I didn't even see Cloverfield Paradox, and I could probably tell you that Gotti's worse than it. So
I would go Cloverfield Paradox mainly because it tarnishes that brand name, and it's probably never going to be used again. And I was one of the people vouching for it. I love 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I think that idea is done. So I think Cloverfield Paradox is the worst based purely on that it's such a shit show, and it completely ruins the promise of that franchise.
Sam?
Yeah, I'll go with Gotti.
Oh.
All right, so Gotti is the worst by the vote. All right, so that gives you a microcosm of what the show is going to be. So after we did that whole process, we're about to do it twice as long. So our worst movies of 2018 are Gotti at number 1, Cloverfield Paradox number 2, Fantastic Beasts 2, Jurassic World 2, and Incredibles 2. Very underwhelming sequel here.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, because we went really over time. We're gonna speed through the nominees portion of this, so we're gonna get things started. So first off, we are going to start same way we did before. We're going to go through with the eldest podcast member in the group, and they will give off their 3 nominees. If you have anyone else that overlaps, I will just make a notation on it. Don't feel bad about if someone's already picked it. The nomination basically secures its spot. So we're gonna get things rolling. My top 3 movies of 2018 that I have seen. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Avengers: Infinity War. I gotta do it, man.
In order?
Not necessarily in order.
Really matter.
Top 3.
It doesn't matter.
Top 3.
Okay, fine.
Avengers: Infinity War. I'm basically running the superhero market here. Just absolutely stunning. It just so much. It's one of the most complex mix of story arcs from all these different franchises. It makes what happened in Avengers 1 look like, but it makes Joss Whedon look like an amateur. The Russo brothers are just so skilled in their medium. I have to give them all the credit for this movie, and especially having the balls to do stuff that people were not expecting. Just absolutely great, and especially for making Thanos almost like an actual likable villain. Not just in terms like you have someone like the Joker in The Dark Knight, where it's like, yes, he's despicable, yes, he's terrible, and like they do a great job of doing that. But they made Thanos, a CGI character, feel human and relatable, but also a horrible person. I have to give them a lot of credit. I didn't think they were going to get Thanos like that. That's my vote. So, I am also going to be voting for Solo. I am not a big Star Wars fan in general. Like, I've watched all the Star Wars movies. I grew up on Return of the Jedi and Empire. Like, I watched those religiously on Sunday afternoons, but I just don't really care about Star Wars much anymore. But I enjoyed Solo, like not even looking at it in terms of the larger picture. I just liked it because it was a Western. It was a Western set in space, and like you could literally take out that entire setting and the movie would still work. Yes, there's problems with it, but I enjoyed the movie. I give it credit for that. I will also say I'm doing this. My other nomination is one that I'm just gonna say it because it's not. I was not expecting it to be good, and it was better than what I thought, and it hit me at the right time when I related to it. Venom.
Ooh.
For whatever reason, it hit me at the right point where I was feeling real low. I watched the movie drunk, so that might help too.
I also saw it drunk.
I was also drunk, and it was damn good when drunk too. It was like, oh, that's good.
I almost I don't remember what happens much after the bike chase scene. Like after that, my perception of reality went out the window, and it was all just a fever dream. But
I remember seeing things, but it was I remember having a good time. So I'll give it that. But with that caveat in place, I did not think they were going to be able to pull off a Venom movie. And hey, $800 million can't lie. Like apparently other people are watching it too. So who knows? Maybe everybody's drunk. Maybe is that like a prerequisite? Did you guys see Venom and they just like hand you a beer to start?
It's like a casino.
Yeah, like hey, take a drink, get to work.
Unfortunately, I did not, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
I watched it before I had to work, so I was sober as the day I was born.
All right, so moving on. Those are my 3. So moving on to the next senior member, James. What do you got?
Okay, I have surprisingly we have a shared interest: Avengers: Infinity War. It's one of the most impressive feats of cinema I've ever seen. Simple as, I echo everything you say. It's also just got the only thing that would make it perfect There were two things I would change to make it perfect, and they're really simple. One, when Thor lands, play Immigrant Song. And also, don't have the end credits. Don't have the end credit scene.
Oh yeah, you don't like the Captain Marvel teaser?
No, yeah, I didn't need it. It would have perfectly represented what that film is, because they didn't have a mid credits, and I thought if they don't have the end credits, they've changed Marvel forever.
Agreed.
Then they had it.
That's a good. I never thought about that, but that would have been a great subversion of expectations, but in a way that I guess just you would have a lot of people angry, like even more angry, because that's the Marvel tradition. I think giving them that one stinger works fine.
But they wouldn't have been more angry than, oh my god, the Guardians are dead.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And the director's gone. Oh,
Black Panther's dead.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, James, you and I talked about this earlier this year. This was the one film they had the chance to do that. They're not going to get this chance again. So no. I will agree with you there.
It's a minor thing, but it doesn't stop the film being brilliant. It's 10 years of build up for a 2.5 hour payoff. It's crazy. Okay. My other one is, because I'm a horror nut, Hereditary. It was this or A Quiet Place. And I was just thinking, what's affected me more this year? And it's Hereditary. I just think the decapitation scene is the best thing I've seen all year, hands down. Mm-hmm. There's not a day goes by where I don't think of that film. I saw that at 11 a.m. and I came out into the bright sunshine, and it wasn't bright enough to make me happy after watching that film. Hereditary is grim in the most brilliant way. The people saying this generation's The Exorcist, it's not in terms of impact and themes, but it is in terms of just gut horror. The Hereditary's so good. Okay. Number 3 is a film that none of you would have seen, and I don't care. It came out on Friday. But already it is one of my new favorite Christmas films ever, and it is my 3rd favorite film of the year. It's called Anna and the Apocalypse. It is, get ready, Scottish zombie Christmas musical.
I saw a trailer for this one. It looked interesting.
My God.
It is outstandingly good. It is inspired by a guy called Ryan McHenry, who you will know is the creator of the Ryan Gosling Won't Eat His Cereal vines.
Oh!
And this man sadly died a couple of years back. Somebody, you might remember, Ryan Gosling responded with a video of him eating cereal. And through that, dedicated to him and in his memory, because he made a short about a zombie apocalypse, but it's in Scotland done as Christmas and a musical, and now they've made it into a full film. And it's this decade Shaun of the Dead. It's not as clever. It's not as joke. It doesn't have the Edgar Wright style and panache, but it has the feel, and it has the silliness, and it has, a villain that every time he comes on screen, I want to boo him out loud. It's very rare that you get someone like that. It also has my new favorite lyric. So this is a girl who's singing about Santa, but it's definitely about Santa and not about her boyfriend who she wants to have sex with. And she gets to say the line, in song, "I've warmed your milk and made your favorite snack, so come on over and unload your sack."
Oh, God. Oh, man. All right, for a second time, we got to get into this. Mike, what do you got?
All right, so James and I actually have something in common, and that would be our love for Hereditary.
Woo!
Everything that James said about the movie is 100% true. It basically has everything that you want in a horror movie. It has shock value. It has suspense. It has tension. It has that type of feeling that you get where after you see the movie, it seeps into the deepest reaches of your mind and just stays there for a while. The analogy that James gave about stepping out into the sunlight and the sun wasn't bright enough, that is absolutely true. After you see this movie, I think A24 is a fantastic studio. This is one of their best efforts to date, and I will also say that it's probably the performance of Toni Collette's career. She is fantastic in the movie.
If she doesn't get an Oscar nomination, I'm going to be pissed.
So yeah, definitely Hereditary's in my top 3. Something in my top 3 that's kind of unexpected is a movie that's called Unfriended Dark Web, which is the sequel to the original Unfriended that came out in 2014. Now, if you saw the original Unfriended, it was kind of like a campy, I don't want to say campy, but kind of like a predictable type of movie, entertaining, but it was somebody posts a video of a girl in compromising situations. They post it online. The girl comes into their Skype chat and basically kills everybody. Well, this one goes to places that are a lot darker than that. And honestly, I wasn't expecting it. Basically, the moral of the story is if you find somebody's laptop in a Starbucks, don't steal it and start messing around with it. But Unfriended Dark Web. And my third movie would have to be Creed 2, which I just saw recently. I thought it was fantastic. Is the movie predictable? Yes. Is it as good as the original Creed? No. But that means that the movie has to get by on the strength of its characters and its acting, and it absolutely does. Sylvester Stallone is great. His acting in the Creed movies is some of the best of his career. And I just think Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson are excellent. They have real chemistry with one another, and you could definitely tell that by how the movie goes. So, Hereditary, Unfriended Dark Web, and Creed 2 are my 3.
So glad that someone else really likes Unfriended Dark Web. I have not found a single other person that likes that movie as much as I do.
I did like it, but it's not here. But I desperately want to see Creed, but it's not out for another week here. The same with Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse. That stuff's not out for a month.
I know like 2 or 3 people who've seen that movie, and from all accounts, it's going to be my favorite movie of the year. Like,
yeah, people say
it's stellar.
All right, so speaking of stellar, Sam, what you got?
Okay, so one of them is
really interested because I thought you weren't going to show up. I'm genuinely interested now.
Okay, so Avengers: Infinity War. I don't care if it's been nominated already. I'll nominate it again. What a phenomenal movie! I've said a lot about it, so I'm not going to say too much right now. But it's incredible. Go see it if you haven't. Second one, I have to nominate A Quiet Place. It was a surprise horror film. It is very effective. It's not very long. It's only about 90 minutes, but the non-existent soundtrack, the minimal dialogue, it creates a super tense atmosphere, and it's absolutely fantastic. So that would be number 2. And my third and final one is going to be Venom, because it's actually a darn good movie, and it has no right to be.
All right.
So, there you go.
All right, I guess I'll go.
Right on, John.
So I was thinking I was going to be the only person to nominate Infinity War, but seeming as almost everyone else has nominated it, I'll nominate the alternative, which is Black Panther. To me, they're kind of equal, and they're 2 sides of the same coin. I think Infinity War is the ultimate fanboy movie, and Black Panther is the ultimate mainstream superhero movie. I was floored by Black Panther when it came out. And just the depths they got with Michael B. Jordan's character. I think it's his best performance. I love that movie. Number 2.
Thank God we're safe. By the way, because if nobody nominated Black Panther, now it was gonna flip out.
Black Panther is going through that inevitable overrated phase, and I hate that it's going through that. But it's when a movie makes that much money, it kind of has to go through that. But anyway, my number 2 just saw it a couple days ago. Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh,
Cohen's have another masterpiece.
I just put that on my watch list for Netflix.
It is stunned. I was floored by it. It is, and it's such a beautiful use of the anthology movie and the 6 vignettes. They are like, there are some that are pure dialogue. It's just characters sitting down talking, and then there's another segment where the characters never say a word to each other, but so much storytelling is happening, and it is like the Coens. They make it look easy. They're pitching 103 mile per hour fastballs, and everyone else is like, and they're doing it so effortlessly. And I don't want to go into it because each segment is short, so I think giving away details is spoilerific. I just watch it blind. It is so good. And just as Mike gave Unfriended Dark Web his number 1 spot, I'm going to give the alternative, and this is I think the masterpiece movie of the year is Searching. This is the movie starring John Cho. This is cinema history is Searching. I've always wanted this of the desktop movie, and this movie perfects that idea. It is mystery, it is character development.
This is the movie where it's like this is the one where it's like the guy's daughter goes missing and he's trying to figure out. I saw a trailer for it the other day.
It is like Back to the Future. It is like Shaun of the Dead. It is one of those screenplays where every detail is set up. There are so many twists that are earned, and where you're never on stable footing. The mystery is constantly evolving in such a beautiful way, and the way that technology is used to tell the story, and that the way, like, when a character sets up a camera, it serves the plot, but also gives you these wonderful camera angles that you would not ever see in any other movie. It is the idea that storytelling is problem solving. And I think it is the best film of the year. I don't think any movie's going to top it. So Searching's my number one.
Searching had such a limited release in the UK that it was only in one cinema.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the list. I will go through the nominations. So the movie that has the most nominations is Avengers: Infinity War with 2. Actually, it's 3 nominations. Solo. Sorry. It's Avengers: Infinity War has 3 nominations. Then Venom and Hereditary both have 2.
Venom.
Oddly enough. Then we got Solo, Anna and the Apocalypse, Unfriended Dark Web, Creed 2, A Quiet Place, Black Panther, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and Searching. So, as per the rules, again, I'll go over these as we just did before. The eldest or most curmudgeonly, a.k.a. Mike Peter Truth, will be going first to start off the round of eliminations. We will go through just by age one more time. Once we get past everybody going once, it's pure retribution. So if I like to get rid of one of Sam's and I win or I lose, then Sam gets to pick, and we continue from there. So let's get started during the process here. Mike, what do you got?
Okay, so I understand. Infinity War is safe,
touch
right?
Infinity War. You can't touch Infinity War. You can't touch Venom. You can't touch Hereditary.
Okay.
You can do Solo, Anna and the Apocalypse, Unfriended Dark Web, Creed 2, Quiet Place, Black Panther, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and Searching.
I didn't see it, but I'm gonna do Searching. I think I'm gonna go for that, because I don't feel it had as much of an impact, I would say, as some of the other films on this list. So, like I said, take it for what it is, because I didn't see it, but I'm going to go with Searching.
I mean, I didn't see it either, but I'm going to go against you on that, because I think that it's at least a unique style to making a movie. I'll give it that. So I'm going to go against you on that.
Yeah, I'm also against you.
Obviously, I'm against you.
All right, so that's 3. So, all right. Searching is safe to see another day. Now, Avengers: Infinity War, Venom, and Hereditary are free. Round 1. Everything we go from there. So, next one will be me. I'm going to vote for Anna and the Apocalypse. And for one purely dumb reason. I was looking through pictures of it, and they said it's like Shaun of the Dead and La La Land combined. I didn't like La La Land. Sorry.
It's not like La La. It's not like La La Land in any way. It's just
it doesn't matter. It's a promotional piece. That means they endorsed it. Sorry. I got to vote against Anna.
Again, I didn't see it, but I have to go against it because, I mean, it's Christmas, it's zombies, and it's a musical. What more could you want?
And Scottish.
I'm gonna go for the promos didn't look too enticing to me, and I think compared to other movies, I think it firmly sits at the bottom of this list.
Yeah, I have to go for it as well.
All right.
I knew you would.
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Please try and find it, because it is getting a US release. But it is limited, I think, only to New York and LA.
Who nominates next?
So that's that solidifies Anna and the Apocalypse as the runner-up slot. Now we're going to start getting into the top 10. So now, think of it this way. What movie is the worst out of the remaining list of movies to pick from? So now it goes to...
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's you, John. It's you.
Oh, I'm gonna nominate one for the bottom spot.
So you're basically like, which one do you think is number 10? Is the least best of the group? So you got Solo, Unfriended, Creed 2, Quiet Place, Black Panther, Battle of Buster Scruggs, and Searching.
I'm gonna easily say Solo. I think it's the worst Star Wars movie of this modern era. I am actually tipping my hand. I'm doing a negative critique on Solo. I've already have half the script written. I think it's like it is a member-berry movie. I think it represents a toxic view of how we should go forward with making movies. I hate this idea of going backwards. It is all fluff, all charm, no substance. There is no story to be found. It is all texture. And I think that idea of just, oh, it's the Millennium Falcon, isn't this cool? We're going to do that track you love where they do the thing within the trench run or whatever. I hate that idea. So Solo's my number 10.
So how do you like Last Jedi and the rest of the other movies? Because
Last
Jedi goes against all that. I'm sorry, I meant Force Awakens, because Force Awakens is literally that movie again.
Because Force Awakens has characters underneath that I can get behind, because it has new characters like Finn, Rey, and Kylo Ren who burst from that seams, and they break out of that nostalgia. And then Rogue One has some really interesting, like. I think just the idea of
Alan Tudyk is the only good character in Rogue.
I have a whole video on this, but I think Rogue One, the character arc of Rogue One is the rebellion forming as an identity. I think that's why I like Rogue One. Where Solo is just, it's everything you already know. There's no twist to it. There's no like recontextualization. It is just fanfare, and that's why it's my number 10.
All right, sorry. All right, so anyone want to back him up?
Yes, massively seconded. I think Solo was incredibly disappointing, and the people were also disappointed. Another cinema story. We had a midnight showing of it. It had tickets on sale for over 2 months. Would you like to guess? Out of 188 people in central London came to see Solo at midnight.
57.
17.
23. Oh, I guess 23. That was close.
And 4 of them worked at the cinema and didn't pay.
It was a bomb. It is like a giant catastrophe for Star Wars.
I'm not sure exactly if it's necessarily the movie that did so bad. I mean, because I think part of it is backlash from Last Jedi, where it was like people were really disappointed in it. So like, I'm not going to watch any Star Wars thing. Like, I think
part of that is that I don't believe that's the case, because if the movie were good enough, it would have convinced people. Like, look at Wonder Woman. That was coming off of Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman, and it still.
But Suicide Squad won an Oscar.
You know what I mean.
So did Fantastic Beasts.
Which, by the way, I will say, I am still salty about that too. How dare Suicide Squad win an Oscar for makeup when it was clearly, obviously, Star Trek Beyond should have won. Not even remotely close.
I completely agree.
I'm still mad about that. Like, that keeps me up at night.
Let's do the vote on Solo. So then we got James as for me.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm going to be for you too. We gotta get out of there.
I'm sorry, Ivan. I'm sorry. I was with you, man.
Bastards. All right, so Solo's number 10.
Yay, a victory.
All right. You're lucky we don't go into the other ones yet. All right, so Sam, what you got for me?
Break down the list again.
All right. Unfriended, Creed 2, Quiet Place, Black Panther, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and Searching.
I saw a brief clip of Unfriended Dark Web, and it had these stupid visual glitches and impossible elite hacker tech, so I'm going to nominate it just because as an engineering student, that kind of thing infuriates me. Off with its head.
But that's what makes it so great.
That's what gives it its charm. Yes. Right?
No. Who's with me here?
Looking at the list.
I'm with you. Get rid of it.
I guess so. It is, of the remaining films, it is the worst of the bunch, but I love it so much.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
So that's 3.
yeah, there are just better films than it here.
Wow, is that ever? Did we just unanimously pick one?
Yeah, I think
Jeez.
so.
Wow, that's
Yay.
crazy. That's never happened before. Mediocrity. Anyway, moving on. So that relieves James. You get to
Venom.
pick out of the remaining one. No, Venom's safe. It's still round 1.
I don't care.
It's
I'm voting Venom.
no. It's Creed 2, Quiet Place, Black Panther, Battle of Buster Scruggs, and Searching. Those are the rules. We have rules that separates us from the animals.
I'm gonna go for the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It's not what I wanted. I don't want to do this because it's a Coen film and it's great, but it's not what I wanted from that film. I liked the actual the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is one of the 6 stories, but the others just didn't give me what I wanted. And I know it's a personal thing, but film is a personal medium, and yeah, there we go.
I'm against you. It's a Cohen film. It will live to see another round. I got to do it.
I'm against too.
I'm with you, James.
All right, Mike, you're the deciding vote. Does it stay or does it go?
I'm with you, James.
Ah.
Number 8. I guess this is payback for Solo for me.
Well, it wasn't my payback because I sided with you. So
yeah.
All right. So now we have completed round 1, meaning Infinity War, Venom, and Hereditary are now on the list to be eliminated. So to give you guys an update, what we have: runner-up is Anna and the Apocalypse. Number 10 is Solo. 9 is Unfriended. 8 is Ballad of Buster Scruggs. So now to start off the list, since we just had John was slighted by James, you get to pick the next person who deserves to be number 7. What do you think?
Oh, Venom,
Avengers:
easily.
Infinity War, Venom.
Easily. I mean, it's a meme movie, and I had fun with it, but like on a screenplay level, it is so bad. It's such a mess, and like the action scenes are nonsense. It's only funny because of Tom Hardy, and you guys have to admit that. So
he does a good job with that slapstick. Like that, I did not expect it to be good with slapstick. But yeah, I gotta agree with you, dude. Like I liked Venom a lot, but I was drunk. So, like I like a lot of things when I'm drunk. So.
Yeah, Venom's bad.
Anyone else?
I'm against you.
I'm against you.
That's down to James.
All right, well, still we have 3. No, James already said he's with us, so.
Oh, okay, so
yeah, we're good. We're solid. So that makes Mike, you've been slighted, so you get to go next.
Okay, so what's left?
You got Avengers: Infinity War, Hereditary, Creed 2, A Quiet Place, Black Panther, and Searching.
This is tough. I'm gonna go Quiet Place.
I'm against you.
I'm against you. Sorry.
I am also against you.
I'm with you.
I gotta support Shazam. I'm sorry. You gotta do
Wait, what?
Are they the same guy?
No.
Same guy,
sorry,
isn't it?
Levi.
No.
Whatever. They're basically the same person. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I always get them confused anyway. So I'm like, they look extremely close. Like if you were to get rid of the haircut, they would be the same person.
That's just old people.
No, there's a big difference.
Okay, fine. I'm going.
Like anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's safe for now. But they tried to slight you, Sam. They tried to slight your Quiet Place.
I know they did. I don't. Creed 2.
I agree.
I gotta go against you on that. It's got Ivan Drago in it, and I had to support my first name.
James.
I haven't seen it, so I don't want to pass judgment. But I'm willing.
Can
to
you
bet
tell
that
me with a straight face that you can't predict the plot right now?
I don't care, but I can predict the plot of most films.
Mike,
I mean, obviously, I want Creed
You
2 to
say Creed
stay.
2.
I mean, I nominated it.
Okay.
My gut instinct is that Creed is better than Black Panther, but I haven't
think they're
seen it,
pretty
so like it's
on
an
par.
interesting situation.
All right. Anyway, Creed 2 is safe for now. All right, Mike, you just picked one, so we're gonna do something a little different. James, did you do one in round 2 at all yet?
Not yet.
All right, you go.
Um,
You got Infinity War, Hereditary, Creed 2, Quiet Place, Black Panther, and Searching.
I'm going to go for Black Panther because it is good, but I do think I said this on the podcast before. Like the best thing about this film is what this film represents, like in
Not
terms
the
of
film
represent,
itself.
and not the film
Yeah.
itself.
Co-signed. I'll go with you.
Against, but it was my nomination, so.
Yeah, I'm not saying the film's bad. It's
Oh
great.
no, we're all
Yeah.
on the
No,
same page.
no, but
It's in the top 10. Come on.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
Mike-
going to go against.
So it's off. Okay.
So it's half. No,
Oh,
he
is
said.
it?
Wait, are you for it? Are you wait, just to clarify? Sam and James want Black Panther off,
Right.
and Mike and
I-
John want it to stay.
I want it to
So
stay.
now we're tied.
Okay. Sorry, we're tied.
Okay, yeah, we're against. He's against the motion.
Got it. Oh, I thought it was decisive. Never mind.
No. So it gives me a decided vote. This is bad. So one hand, I do think it was a little overrated, and that ending fight scene was really hard to follow and really dumb because it's black. What was it? Black suits in a black background and all CGI. I thought that was really dumb, but then I really enjoyed that movie too. But then also, if I vote it off, Fame's gonna kill me. I gotta let it live one more day, just a little bit, or I'm gonna be murdered. I have to, for my own safety. Let's see. I didn't nominate anyone this round. I'll do Searching.
I think because John was slighted, he gets the next pick.
Oh, I get the next.
I know he does. You can do the next pick. Yeah, but I haven't done anything this round. So
I'm gonna go in for the kill. I'm gonna go in for Creed 2. I just think that everyone who likes it agrees it's just not as good as Creed, and I think I really liked it, but I think there's every other movie on this list is better. I just think number 6 is nothing to scoff at. I just think it's time. Its run is done.
I'm gonna trust you, John. I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah, I'll go with it because I
Damn.
nominated it before.
all right.
You know what though? Honestly, it probably is my favorite movie of the year, and I do think it's a good movie. But no, it's not as good as the first Creed. And yes, it is extremely predictable. So,
Mhm.
All right.
Who gets come back for Creed 2? Mike, I believe.
I'm gonna go.
Well,
He even voted against it. He voted against his own thing. So I think it's fine.
Ivan has not voted this round.
All right. So number 5, I gotta say Searching.
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
for
say
that.
Searching.
I'm for
Like,
that.
I mean, it's a cool premise, yes, but I mean, it didn't even get me to the theater. Like, it didn't even get me to go see it. So I can't give it that slot. Can't do it. All right. So Mike agrees.
I'm gonna go with you.
I obviously disagree, but I'll let everyone else finish.
Yeah, I agree.
Sam.
All right, Searching made the top 5. I'm proud of that.
Yep. All right. So that makes actually, John, that puts you up there next. You can choose between Avengers: Infinity War, Hereditary, A Quiet Place, or Black Panther.
Okay, Hereditary, Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, Quiet Place. I'm gonna go with A Quiet Place. I really liked it, but it is kind of just. I loved the theatrical experience, but I think that is all it is. I think all the other movies work on deeper levels, and it kind of it's a fun thrill ride, but nothing more. So I'm gonna go with A Quiet Place for number 4.
I'm gonna have to go against you, namely because I think there is something that deserves that slot more.
Yeah, I'll go
personally.
against you.
I'm also against you.
I'm going to
Alright.
go against you too.
It's safe.
All right.
Sam.
Wait. So you did Sam? Yeah, because it was Quiet Place.
So I'm going to nominate Black Panther.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'll agree this time. I agree.
Seconded.
Come
now
on.
it's
I
fine.
It's
Sorry.
the
Now it's okay. like, whew.
top 4, not bad.
All right. Like it was okay. The thing with Black Panther, my issue with it ultimately was that is that the ending fight scene was the biggest thing I did not like, just because it could have been so much better.
The
And
CGI
it also
is bad.
it also like that. Part of it's the setting, but also not just that. But the movie, it continues the trend of the big gray villain of, oh yeah, this is my first solo film. Let me fight someone who looks exactly like me, but
Yeah.
represents something different.
Because
Yeah,
the is that he's a mirror. So I like it that way. I just think that
Yeah, I mean, it definitely fits Black Panther better, but like they killed. Like, so here's the thing I'm worried about: who are they going to use for Black Panther 2?
Mhm.
Black Panther doesn't have that good of a rogues gallery, man.
They
The only
they
two
killed
people
his
anybody
best
knows
one.
are Killmonger and like
Oh,
they Killmonger and Claw. Those are all they got.
That was another thing. I was really because Andy Serkis was having a blast. He was awesome in that, and I was disappointed with the way they handled his ending.
Andy Serkis, I think, should have lived, but like was more deformed or something out of the experience.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something. But
All right.
anyway,
I've nominated Wayne,
uh,
so I want someone else to nominate the next. Because the top 3 is Avengers: Infinity War, Hereditary, and A Quiet Place, I believe, is left.
Yeah.
yeah. All right, I'll nominate one. Hereditary.
Nope. Don't you dare. Nope.
Yeah, against you.
I'll nominate Hereditary.
Against.
Against.
I have to go with him. I have to go with you, Ivan.
Still
All right.
3 against 2.
I know.
All right,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. He's trying to form alliances now.
James, I think is it your turn?
The symbolic. Who did Hereditary? Who did I slight?
James
That'd be
and
Mike,
Mike.
actually.
Yeah, it's letting me
James
and
and Mike.
James.
Yeah. All right, James, you nominate. You haven't done one in a while.
Quiet Place.
Agreed.
4. Agreed.
Okay.
Damn it.
Well, I think
can't do anything, Sam. I'm
I
sorry.
think we know exactly how this is going to finish now.
Yeah, it's a Hereditary versus Avengers matchup. I actually don't know which one's going to win, but this is a Titan battle.
Well, the thing is, we can't ignore the fact that Infinity War got the most votes out of any of us. So, like,
That's
it got
true.
three people. It already has a majority.
Yeah. So now we go vote for
I
the
think
winner,
this is
right?
pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
We vote for the winner. All right, let's just do this. Who thinks Hereditary is better than Infinity War?
Motion carried.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm going back to my document that I actually wrote like loads of my opinions on. Where is it? No. I say Hereditary is better than Infinite Avengers.
Nah.
No.
I go Avengers.
Avengers. Sorry.
Again.
It's just.
I mean,
He's gotta do
Avengers
it.
is like the movie event of the year. It's hard to go against that.
I know.
I'll tell you the story of when I went to go see that movie. With Infinity War, that movie, when they do the fake out with Tony, before it was determined it was a fake out, people were getting up, walking out of the theater already. We were the first showing, the very first showing. I went there straight after work because they had a show time right at 6:00 in the afternoon. Like, this is literally the day before the movie was supposed to come out. They just didn't give a damn. They were just like, here it is, Thursday. Like, just do it, 6:00. Like, just it was crazy. And so people were like already leaving when they did the. And I don't care about spoilers now because you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Like, it's your fault. Like when they made Black Panther go to dust. People were like, "This is bullshit!" Like, they were getting pissed off, and they left the theater. And then whenever people watched, what was it, Spider-Man? When he goes, people were crying. It was just, oh my god.
When I saw it the third time, there was like 3 kids behind me, and they were sobbing through the ending, and I was just like in front of them, like giddy with like, oh, they're being traumatized, and I love it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we had to order in more tissues from our supplier because we were running out at our cinema.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, outside of just the ending, and you know, it is bold, and granted, like, that's. I just think the movie on a whole, like the action sequences and the way that the film deals with Thanos and how it really sums up the other movies that came before, and it's greater because of those movies. And I think that's why it deserves this spot because of its overall spot in the cinematic universe pantheon. And every other studio is failing at this. And it's seen Infinity War come in and just like stroll in.
Everyone's trying. Everyone's
Yeah.
desperately trying to have this big universe, and it's just not working.
Yeah,
Because
Godzilla
they're
and
not
King
putting in that
Kong
work. I
not-
hope that works.
They might be.
I
able
hope
to.
that works.
And also,
Just-
of all the
I don't know.
films,
They're going very slow.
Right,
of all the
but they're doing it
incredibly-
properly. James, go ahead.
And of all of the incredibly popular films in the last decade or so, what other film could be number one and also be 2 hours and 40 minutes long?
yeah,
Yeah, seriously.
and be a big blockbuster. Like that's
And
a death sentence.
How does it not feel like a 3 hour film? It's magic. This
Yeah.
film. I know. Hereditary. I do maintain that Hereditary is better, but Infinity was amazing.
Now remind me, isn't Hereditary on Netflix? I thought I saw it on Netflix.
Maybe American Netflix. I don't know.
No,
I'm gonna check real quick.
It's
not.
not
I
on
think
American
Avengers comes on
Netflix.
Netflix like in a couple days, actually.
What? No, are they talking about like the Avengers trailers coming out supposedly tomorrow? We don't know. But like they're talking about supposedly
Wednesday,
coming out.
actually.
I think it's gonna
Wednesday,
be.
yeah.
I reckon. You know what's gonna be crazy? I reckon they're gonna show the trailer at the Game Awards. They're gonna show that, and then they're gonna show a trailer for a new Avengers game.
Keeley would not be able to keep that to himself. There
No.
is no.
I highly doubt Keeley got the exclusive rights to reveal the Avengers Infinity War Part 2 trailer.
Yeah,
But we know that
No.
we know the
They're gonna
Russos are there.
introduce
They're
the game.
presenting awards.
Yeah, they're going to introduce the Avengers game by Crystal Dynamics. That's what they'll do.
Probably.
and
That makes much more sense.
I want them to announce the title there. I just want them to like no mainstream super mainstream media is watching the Game Awards. Then they announce the title. And also, I'm going to make a prediction right now. It's the pinned tweet on my Twitter account. I think the title's going to be called The Last Avenger.
And
Oh,
then all the fanboys get really pissed.
yeah. All right. So wrapping up our now top list. We'll do our worst list first to recap what we've done. The worst movies of 2018. Number 5 was Incredibles 2. Number 4 was Jurassic World 2. Number 3 was Fantastic Beasts 2. Number 2 was Cloverfield Paradox. Number 1 was Gotti.
Cloverfield 3.
Technically. Yeah, I guess technically, yeah, it would be. So, our best list. Runner-up, Anna and the Apocalypse. Number 10, Solo. Number 9, Unfriended Dark Web. Number 8, Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Number 7, Venom. Number 6, Creed 2. Number 5, Searching. Number 4, Black Panther. Number 3, A Quiet Place. Number 2, Hereditary. Number 1, Avengers Infinity War.
Good showing.
That's pretty
for horror
solid,
films.
honestly.
Solid
Did
list.
not expect this. When I said we were going to do this, I did not expect this list
Yeah.
necessarily. I expected more superhero movies, but I was going through all the movies I had seen this year. I was like, wow, I only really turned up for superhero movies. Now that I think about it, feel really bad.
Not outside of Mark. I mean,
So-
Aquaman still is yet to come, and I guess Spider-Man
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse hasn't come out yet, but
I think
Well,
Spider-Man's
some people
gonna,
have.
I think Spider-Man's going to jump straight to like number 3 on this list.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. I'm hearing literally nothing but unanimous praise across the
Yeah.
board.
I think we have another Lego movie on our hands, kind of like that
Yeah.
sort of response.
My
Well, I
only
mean,
thing
it
I'm not a
it
big fan of is
it
the
Lord
animation.
and Miller again.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly, yeah.
But-
And that's why Solo is number 10.
And that's what you get.
That, yeah.
All right. Well, we got to wrap things up just simply because you guys are. It's pretty late for you guys, and we got to wrap things up. Our show's longer than usual, but that's how these of the year award shows go. So anyway, thank you guys for turning up. John, thank you for coming through, dude. Like no joke.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
was talking to James. I was talking to James, and we were saying that I was like, oh yeah, we had him on last time. I was like, yeah, this would be fun. And I was like, as I realized, I was like, I have been watching your stuff because what I do is when I'm cooking or playing video games or something like that, all I watch is film critique.
Okay.
And so it's on autoplay. And so I was scrolling through and I was like, wait, I have seen these. They've been in the background.
It's funny.
But yeah, it really, guys, go check out his channel. It's called Films and Stuff. I'll put a link in the description after the show. Yeah. It's a great channel, really. He does excellent film critique work.
We've actually had a video fitting. I posted a video a few days ago on Civil War. It's just been blowing up and getting really good analytics for the channel. Like this Civil War analysis, which I urge you all to check out. It has like 160,000 views already.
Wow! I'll definitely check it.
Yeah, but it's really great. Some of my better editing work, and again, it fits into. Nice. I kind of lay out that so much of what makes Civil War works is how it feeds into Infinity War, and that really feels connected, and that each movie is building off of the foundations of each other movie, and they're making the best possible films because of that.
Yep.
And everyone else is failing at that, and no one can pinpoint exactly why.
Hey,
I've got a massively unpopular opinion about Civil War. I think it's the third worst Marvel film.
Disagree.
I think it goes Civil War, Age of Ultron, Thor: The Dark World. I think The Incredible Hulk is better than Civil War.
No.
You're trying to be edgy. Sorry, James. No.
We'll do this.
Let's just throw this idea there. Do you think Infinity War would work without Civil War?
No, but individually. That's my point.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, wrapping things up. Just over outros here. Sam, where can the good people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Samuel Talbert, and you can find what I write on tickgamesnetwork.com. Obviously, we're beginning our final content of the year over there. We have some good stuff planned. Please come check it out.
All right, Mike.
All right, guys. You could find me pretty much everywhere at Mike P. The Truth, except on Twitter, where I am The Truth of Mike P. And always remember, there are 3 E's in delete. They stand for educate, enlighten, and entertain. You, my friends, have experienced all 3.
All right. And James?
You can get me on the tweets at James_S Wilson. Come tell me why I'm wrong about Civil War. You'll be there for days.
And John, where can people find you?
I'm going to quickly plug some things because I just graduated music. In a music and business degree. I've just started managing 2 bands. If you want to go check them out, they're on Spotify. They're called Stay Club and Run Rummer. There you go. Check them out.
You can find me on Twitter at jbird22. That's BURD 22. And also YouTube, Films and Stuff. Pretty hard to miss.
All right. So thank you guys for turning up to episode 112, our Film of the Year 2018 show. It's been an absolute blast. For those of you guys that do not know, next week is a regular show, but our December 17th show will be our Game of the Year award show. So guys, tune in for that. It's going to be a blast. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for tuning up to the greatest show on Mondays, and we are out of here.